Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to be doing a pin holder mold. I'm using the Chameleon powders. On the bottom I did Galaxy right here, Champagne right here, Olive. I did the mint on the front too, and then grape around the biggest part. I'm going to be doing black epoxy resin paste and the epoxy resin. I've already poured it out. I'm about to stir. I'm going to put on my mask and start putting everything together and pouring it. is the... There's the galaxy down at the bottom. That is champagne down at the bottom. That's the olive color. So the kind of greenish is the galaxy. The yellow goldish is the champagne. The purplish is the... I think it said olive. Yeah, olive. So it came out purple with the black pigment paste in the epoxy resin. And here's the mint. That's what the mint looks like. That's what the olive looks like. Olive. Mint I put at the front too. I like that color. That look turned out great. And here's the grape. You can see my brush strokes. But it kind of gives an interesting addition to the design. But keep that in mind if you're doing brush strokes. Just using the brush that it gave to me in the package and just trying to get down into the sides of the mold. So I think the grape and the mint together look fantastic. So purple and green. Oh, I like it. It turned out great. And then I wanted to see what those three look like. I was initially going to just do the galaxy, the one down at this bottom, on the whole thing, but I'm glad I changed my mind and went with these two colors on the outside. And now I know what those three colors look like with black resin. Awesome! I hope you like it. Let me know what you think about it. Later!